Hey, this is Chris from Cerberus Airsoft NJ, and what we have got for you today is the Odin Sidewinder Speed Loader. And we also have the new product that it just came out with, which are these silicone inserts for it. Now, if you're familiar with the Odin, you should know already that if it, starts to be anything less than full, I mean, three quarters full, half full, whatever, it starts to rattle. And you don't want to be a tactical maraca. You invested in these mid caps. You don't want to, you don't want to rattle across the battlefield. So they came out with these silicone inserts to help deaden the sound a little bit. And today we're going to see if they actually do help it or not. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and fill this Odin up right here about halfway, and we'll see how much noise it makes. Alright, so we're about halfway full right there. And so if you shake it, you sound like a maraca on, in the middle of Cinco de Mayo. So that's no good. You don't want to sound like that. So let's go ahead and remove these BBs. So these things are actually quite easy to disassemble. So all it is if you can see it right there, there's 6 screws on this. And once you take those 6 screws out, there's 2 halves right here completely separate, and they allow you to put the inserts in there, or clean out the Odin, or switch out the gears, or whatever you may have to actually do. But the initial takedown is actually very simple. Okay, so once you've got it all taken down like that, you just separate the 2 halves. That is what the inside of an Odin looks like if you've never seen it before. If you have, congratulations, you're seeing it again. So this half is the bigger half. You have the cutout here for the wheel. This half actually goes on this side. They just seem to drop right in with no issue. I really didn't have any problem putting these in the first couple times I did it. I've had it apart a couple times now. But they go in, they're snug just like that. They fit to it perfectly. I will say it's probably one of the easier installs of anything I've ever done with Airsoft, because if you've ever installed anything, you know that it doesn't work right most of the time. So you just have to drop the screws all back in there, tighten everything down, and ta-da, you have installed your silicone. Okay, so now we have the silicone in there, and what you'll actually notice from these is now there's this these little flaps here, and they actually will fold down as you're pouring BBs in, so that the BBs will actually go in, and then once it's actually full, you'll have the flaps there in the way so that they won't bounce off the door, which I thought was kind of neat. So again, I'll fill this up halfway. Okay, shut the door. It is a lot quieter comparatively. The one thing that I did notice earlier that must be said as well, it does drastically reduce the amount of BBs that you can actually fit in this thing. So I'm going to put as much as I can in here, and I actually previously marked the bottle here with a black line for the full Odin, and you'll see that it's about 1/4 to 1/5 less capacity than what it was before. So this right here, if you can, there we go. This right here is the BBs left over, and that's actually the difference between the Odin without it versus with it. So you're losing that much per Odin, which is probably about 200 rounds, if I had to guess. But it does make it a lot quieter, so if 200 rounds is make or break for you, then I don't know what you're doing. That, to me, is a huge improvement over this design, just because of the fact that now you can actually crawl around in the woods or do whatever that you actually have to do in in your game to win, and this will no longer be a factor.